Kia ora koutou, my name is Fiona of Sun and Moon Calendar.nz. Welcome to this video about the new moon coming up at the end of the week in Taurus on the first day of May for us here in Aotearoa. So this new moon is the first eclipse we've had of the year, and eclipses are quite a big deal in astrology, so we're going to talk about that in the video. So the solar eclipse takes place on Sunday the 1st of May around 8:30 in the morning. Before the sun rises, if you get the chance to get up early and if it's a clear sky, see if you can see these planets, Saturn and Mars, but especially Jupiter and Venus, because those two are exactly conjunct at the time of the new moon. So I'm not sure if they're going to appear as one big bright star or if they'll be just slightly separate but very close. Neptune will be there as well, but you won't be able to see that without a telescope. So recently I went for a walk and I could see them in a line, boop, 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 just like that. It was lovely. Okay, then the sunrise and the moonrise are around 7:15, and then the new moon solar eclipse itself are around 8:30. We won't see the eclipse. It's going to be visible for people in South America, in the southeast of the Pacific, and some parts of Antarctica for all the sea life that lives down there. So when you're eating your Sunday breakfast and you look over at the sky and see the sun, you won't see the moon because it's with the sun. That part of the sky is known as Taurus. Let's look at that on the zodiac wheel. There it is. The sun and moon together at 10 degrees 28 of Taurus. And the reason it's an eclipse is because it's close to the north node, which is the eclipse point currently where it is, and exactly opposite the south node, also known as Rahu and Ketu. Okay, so those are always opposite each other, and when the moon moves around the chart and gets to the other side to our full moon in Scorpio, which we'll have on the 16th of May, maybe 17th, that will be another eclipse, this time a lunar eclipse. So let's look at the energy of Taurus, quite a beautiful energy. Taurus, just like Libra that we talked about for the full moon, Taurus is ruled by Venus. So for Libra, Venus is about relationships and harmony and balance, but with Venus ruling Taurus, this is more about the sensual pleasures, the tangible wealth that goes with Venus, money, wealth, and through that our sense of self-worth, because it's not necessarily how much we own, it's a lot to do with how we look after the things we have, and that includes our body and ourselves. But Venus in Taurus is also about the luxuries of life, sensual pleasures, comfort, indulgence, and enjoying the good things, the things we don't actually need but are lovely to have. Okay, the element of Taurus is earth. Taurus is so earthy, practical and grounded, solid, stable, steady, gets things finished. Good, that would be good for me. And Taurus is about, as I said, the tangible gifts of the earth, and I think it's kind of beautiful how it comes for us here in the Southern Hemisphere as autumn, and we are taking in all the harvest. And the modality of Taurus is fixed. This is a very fixed and steady, grounded sign. Patient, reliable, rooted, grounded. So at new moon, take some time to pause, rest, and contemplate a few days out. And then when you can see the crescent moon in the sky, it's hard to see that. I'm just going to, there it is. But beautiful picture of Arrowtown by this photographer. When you can see the crescent moon in the sky a few days later, a couple of days, that's time to get going on your projects. So let's look at what energies are going on with this new moon in Taurus and this eclipse. I'm going to talk about three things, and that is the eclipse, the fact that it's near Uranus, the continued energy of Pisces influencing us, And also, the planets are moving forward for now, but not for long. So we'll talk about that. So lots of dynamic energy. There are 4 or 5 eclipses a year, and currently for about 18 months, they are in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio, and that is an axis of opposition. Eclipses can bring sudden life events that bring us to a pathway that is our soul's destiny. So they can be uncomfortable because the events can mean we have to leave things behind, or they can be very sudden and even shocking at times. But the idea is that they ultimately are helping us with our soul's journey. So the first eclipse that we experienced on this Taurus Scorpio axis was on the 19th of November last year. I have been looking at charts for New Zealand, and different astrologers put forward different charts. I haven't decided completely yet which chart I'm going to go with, but I think the Treaty of Waitangi chart looks likely, and if it is that chart, then that would be Taurus rising that New Zealand is, Aotearoa. So these eclipses are affecting us a lot, and I'm sure you'll agree that November last year was a pretty significant month for our country. So if you have some idea of where Taurus falls in your chart, you might know where you could have unexpected events and to be looking out for those, especially if there's a feeling of fate or destiny about them. So this could be in your career area, it could be in your area of home and family life, or it could be in your relationship area. Every sign in the chart governs a different area of your life. So it could also be with the eclipse, it could be something that affects you on an internal level, a small outside event, but that makes a big change inside you. So look out for things that you notice that come along. And of course, it might not, because every eclipse is different. We have them 4 or 5 times a year, and huge life-turning events don't happen all the time. So yeah, let us see, let us notice. Okay, we are still under the influence of the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction that we had a couple of weeks ago, and Venus is going over Neptune, I think a couple of days after I record this, and then it's going to be exactly conjunct Jupiter at the time of the new moon. And as Venus is the ruling planet of the new moon, I think that's pretty amazing. Probably feelings of optimism and expansion and love, I think, and love and harmony and beauty and all those lovely Venus things. So times are not always going to be as easy and there'll be rockiness with this eclipse as well, but there will be some beautiful energy with it as well. And also, we have on the 30th of April, the first planet of the year going into retrograde, and that is Pluto. That goes into retrograde for a long time. We're not really going to feel that strongly, but we will be going over probably some deep psychology things and issues that we may have explored in the last while. They need some more working over. The one that we will notice more in normal life is Mercury retrograde, and it's only for 3 weeks, starts the 10th of May to early June. That is when communications can get confused. Everyone's a little bit fuzzy in the brain. We are anyway with that Neptune influence at the moment. When you're sending emails or when you're texting people, make sure you get your words right, cover all the details, because people tend to miss things go wrong. Maybe, yeah, I tend to avoid starting anything under Mercury retrograde unless it feels completely like the right thing. You've got to go in your own feelings and intuition as well. The good thing about Mercury retrograde, it gives us a chance to go back over things and finish things and fix things that maybe need that. What can we think about this new moon with all this energy going on? Well, I've brought it really back to the Taurus feelings. How can you come back to your senses and what you feel, see, taste, smell, what you experience on a tangible level? So this is about getting grounded and enjoying the essential parts of life. What sensual pleasures and luxuries do you want to enjoy? Thinking about projects that you might want to start with the coming lunar month. What could you start that is earthy, practical, and grounded? And slow and steady is fine with Taurus. Thinking about the material wealth that goes along with Taurus. What worldly wealth do you wish to attract? And thinking about the resources that you own and your own resources, your body and all that you have within you. How can you honor these? How can you honor these, appreciate them, and enjoy them? Okay. So I hope you have an opportunity to enjoy some beautiful sensual pleasures this month. So there we go, everyone. I wish you a beautiful new moon in Taurus, and good luck with getting started on those final things, and slow and steady does it. That's fine. This is Taurus. And yeah, good idea to get your stuff done and started before Mercury turns retrograde on the 10th. Bye for now. Hei konara.